Let me know when it's up there. I'll start doing my testing or whatever.
Hot mic.
I hear myself on you.
Yeah, we're good.
Pause there, but all right, so we're good.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Hold on. Let me what should I put for the background? Maybe I'll just put a play now for a second until we dive into something.
That works.
Um, event type. Hopefully, it lets me go to like Super Sim and watch mode. Um, T, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. I guess we on you.
Oh my goodness. Back at it again. Tell your mom, tell a friend. The League Podcast, the one and only. You know them, you love them. The NBA Finals has been a major disappointment. They saying De'Aaron Fox should have shot the last shot.
That was a crazy take.
You heard him, you low. It's the commish. Bag, how you doing, man?
Feeling good, man. Happy Friday to everybody. Glad we're back on here doing our thing.
Yes, sir. If you don't know, the one and only, you must address him as a national champion. Hold it down for Death Valley one time this year. Mr. Frost, how you doing?
What's up, man? I'm doing great. Happy to be back. Year 10 finishing up. 27 less than a month away. I mean, what a great time. What a great time.
What a time to be alive. Is that OVO? Is that right,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
OVO?
You know it. You know it.
Where do we want to start? We'll start off with 26. Start off with 26. Going over dudes that are having pretty good seasons. Auburn, Texas, Clemson, LSU.
No, don't throw me in there. I'm not having a good season. This is
Okay, well, Oklahoma. Let's not forget Zevi, undefeated right now. Big 12, kind of in the blender right now. Miami's top of the charts. Tennessee, Mumble with Georgia following up. Two dudes 4-3, Tennessee 5-2, Miami 6-1 in conference going into rivalry week. So
yeah. We had talked about this a little bit earlier, but to me, I mean, yeah, I had kind of mentioned we might get back to Miami because I just saw him, but in particular, I think our co-host Roz is having a great season. You know what I mean? It's the best form we've seen him in a little while. He's 9-2, 6-1 on the year. Got his Tigers top five in the country. About to go compete for a conference championship. And he has big wins. I think he beat Texas. Um, got Oregon last week. And also beat OG. When was the last time you beat OG?
It had been a minute before this year. Probably like 3 seasons before this, maybe. Been a while.
So, got all those ones done. And, just only teams he's lost to are the two undefeated. So, I mean, I think definitely got to give him his credit. He's made a big time improvement this year. Especially, beating Texas 38-17 on the road is a nice win for sure. Also, Oregon on the road. So, those are big time wins. And then, he should be able to close it out here against that South Carolina user. And,
that game.
be in pretty good shape. I mean, it's at home, though. So,
Okay.
should be able to be in pretty good shape. Fries, you got anybody in particular you think's having a really good year? Or is there anything? Well, is there anything you can say about this year? Like, what's been different for you? How have you What have you been doing that's different?
I think it's not turning the ball over as much, getting back to forcing some turnovers. Um, I think you mentioned that when I was playing, just different stuff on defense a little bit. Um, Not necessarily blitzing, but just coverage stuff, slight adjustments. Users have been better, so feeling good. That Notre Dame game, man would love to have that one. I was winning good majority of the game, and he kind of pulled it out at the end. But it's good to end 26 on a decent note and hopefully try to make a little playoff run.
What's interesting now that I'm looking at your team stats, you have the lowest points per game out of anyone in your conference, lowest yards per game out of any user in your conference. Um, if we sort by passing yards per game, you're above a lot of guys. Passing touchdowns per game, you're tied for last amongst users. Um, let's see, running the ball, second lowest among users. So your offense doesn't seem to have like statistically, doesn't seem to be going too crazy. Yards per game allowed, you're around near the bottom, kind of middle of the packish for yards per game. What's points per game? Where's points per game? Points per game, middle of the pack for that also. Um, Sacks towards the top. Texas and Oregon. I'm surprised Oregon's getting so many sacks, but see INT. So it's just been straight users. You've been dominant. That's really been the biggest thing for you this season. It looks like that's the only stat that jumps off the page. Is 24 INTs, leads the SEC. Potentially could lead all of Tier One, especially against the best competition. Um, that's really good work right there. So I guess just
Salute.
make note. Clemson's user might be something to worry about. Differential
And hopefully we
wise,
get it back, man.
you're near the top two. I mean, nine. You know, you've had 17 giveaways, but 26 takeaways. So um, not bad, not bad. You are near the top in giveaways though, right there with a couple other guys. But yeah, man. So it looks like user on defense. You definitely been getting in dudes' heads a little bit, man. That's good to see.
It's a goal, and that's something that previous games I used to pride myself on getting a lot of picks, and really haven't done that this year. So good to see me going out on a strong note with that.
Is there anybody you've seen in particular who you feel like has been having a good year this year?
Yeah, want to shout out Auburn. I feel like Auburn's playing probably the best ball. When he first came in the league, we gave him some credit because he was playing good then. He kind of fell off for some years, but I think Auburn's been playing. I got to look at the schedule, do a little bit of a deep dive to see how many pure user wins he's got, any strong wins. If you wanted to pull that up too and take a look, but I think he's ranked right now. Is he 9?
Yep, he's ranked 9 at the moment.
Yep.
Um, not to damper on his success because I am happy that he's ranked so high this late in the season. He's going to make the playoffs for maybe the first time that I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, he does have a big time game against J. Roth that he's probably gonna have to win at Alabama. He's ranked 9 right now, and that'll be his fourth loss. He might get in with the conference championship because it'll be one of the highest ranked. He'll probably still get in. So if he loses to Alabama, it's actually not the end of the world because he probably will still be in the top 25, and then if he wins his conference, he'll be one of the top. He'll get an auto bid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He should be in if he can handle business in the conference championship. But I was gonna make note, he doesn't really have any like wins like that. You know, I mean, he beat Penn State, who's another user I was gonna get to if no one else mentions him. But
Mm-hmm.
the biggest game I see for him this whole season is just losing to OG by only 6 on the road. Um, but he still has. I'm pretty sure this USC game was a sim. Um, I don't think Terrell played him.
No.
Another sim, where he won. I know that Iowa user he might have played him, but he ended up quitting during the season. He did beat Georgia. That was a good win. Um, so I don't know. We gotta see. I mean, his combined opponent record's negative too. So, but shout out him for being ranked number 9. Looks like he's gonna make the playoffs. So I'm happy to see him in there, man. Should be big time. I want to see who he is gonna play in the
He'd
conference.
replay Arkansas, right?
Is he gonna play Arkansas? They don't like each other, which is great. He is gonna play Arkansas. That's actually funny. Arkansas might ruin his season. If he's listening to this, make sure you know. Matter of fact, I'm gonna text him in the Discord before I forget. Uh, uh, but yeah, that'll be an interesting game right there for sure. Terrell, you got anybody you think is having a great season
Having a great season.
or a surprise season?
Um,
Not necessarily, because I mean, I wouldn't go like Notre Dame or Oklahoma there. I mean, they're doing what they usually do. I mean, undefeated is pretty crazy, but the league also like some dudes aren't playing or whatever. But still, you
can
can
we pause there for a second before we get to your question? Though
yeah.
this is a this is a legacy season for those two.
Why?
If either of those, so Notre Dame wins, would it not be fair to say definitively had the second best CFB 26? Since that'll be a second national championship if he wins.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then right now Oklahoma might hold that, but it'd be cemented, like no questions asked, number 2. So
I think if either of them wins, then yeah, that's the case. Locked in.
so that's kind of where my head is at. As you pointed out with Auburn, Penn State's also playing pretty well. Eye on the Pac-12. Not a lot of games getting played, but it's all right. Glad to see Auburn doing well. I know he is a lot of time victim of scheduling. Not necessarily a talent thing for me, because if you ask me, I think he's easily a tier 2 talent. It's just consistently not being able to get games in because a lot of dudes' schedules don't match up, and then when they don't match up, a lot of times they're real critical games, like late in the season, and he's dependent on a sim. So yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Penn State. Glad you're getting back into form. Listen, I know we talking about 26, but who does he have? Texas
Texas.
Nah,
going into next season.
you're talking about Boogie now?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I know Auburn has Tennessee, so slight upgrade. Same recruiting pipelines, but from Penn State to Texas, ooh, I know they got. I think they were close to like 10, 11,000 points for NIL. So
Yeah, but you know what he's gonna have
I
to do
can't
to
wait
you
to
know what he's
see
gonna have
it.
to do to keep that NIL though is beat me, which ain't happening.
Listen, that's a personal problem. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
So he might have he gonna have that year one for sure, but he better. I'm not even gonna put him in tier 1 right away. I'm gonna give him a chance. We're throwing him in. I think I put him in tier 2. Anybody who has a team
Tier.
that good is in 2. But I'll still be great smoke for him. But he's gonna have to beat me. He's gonna have to. Actually, I don't know if we have to play, but I'm pretty sure it's in his like requirements or
No,
whatever. He has to beat Oklahoma for sure.
yeah, Oklahoma's his guaranteed locked in one,
Yep.
and I think Texas, A&M is another rivalry. I don't know if that's a locked in yearly like uh,
I don't think it
Oklahoma
is.
is.
But I feel like I saw on the beta that it was a part of his like expectations was to win that game. Which might
Oh, the
obviously
80
that
expectations.
yeah, but I think that might change because we won't be in the same conference to start the year, so that might not be it anymore. Um, but his expectations are still gonna be sky high, man. He's gonna have to like win 10 games, or that NIL is dropping for sure. Well, I don't want to say for sure because I haven't played the game to know that's how it works, but that's how it seems to be working. That he's gonna have to meet those expectations to get what he needs.
Mm, yeah. That's all I got for I guess legacy season for Oklahoma, Nebraska. Sorry, not Nebraska. Notre Dame, and then Penn State starting to do better. Hopefully, the bicep is all getting better too. But
I think it's actually low key a huge playoff for any, like, whoever wins is gonna have a strong, maybe not for number 2, but it's just gonna solidify something no matter what.
listen, if Clemson wins,
I'm just saying, I mean,
Ain't
if we
safe.
get one, yeah, if we
what do you
get
need
one,
one? It's two. It's two.
it's not the mindset right now. Though this is all that other stuff don't matter, man. This is
I would say
1 year.
no disrespect, but I would say even if Clemson were to get this second one, I don't think I would
Here he
say that you
goes.
had number 2 just because you made the playoffs 4 out of 10 times, so I wouldn't say you're number 2 over like Oklahoma or Notre Dame, but you'd be in the top 5 though, obviously. But I mean,
I'll be ready for the argument. Trust me. I don't know if I believe it either, but we're gonna have an argument ready.
yeah, I bet you would. But I mean, yeah, for me, there's no way you can't. I mean, Oklahoma Notre Dame has made the playoffs like 9 out of 10 times, if not 10.
And not 2 rings, nah, they wouldn't be able to tell me nothing. I tell you that now. Let's leave, but I hope that don't happen.
Well, we already know. We see how you act with your Mickey Mouse ring now. So,
Man,
just saying, man.
wow.
You better be ready.
That boy had his finger on the trigger with that one.
I wasn't even gonna say me though. Really, at first, I was gonna say if LSU gets one solidified, probably.
I don't know if I would be 2 either. I mean, I'd be
there.
kind of on the
Not 2.
same.
So the crazy part
same
is
thing with
his
everyone else.
legacy is locked essentially, whether he wins or not. He's been in championship games, made deep runs almost every year. It's just
No ring.
So LSU, I don't think it's locked at all. I think he needs that big time.
I mean,
I really do.
I don't think there's any debate if I'm in the top 5. I mean, so like,
right. That's my point. Like
and even if I
you're not
even if I
jumping up
win
that high.
even if I win it, the point is even if I win it, I don't think that there's necessarily realistically. I mean, I could just be like crazy, but I mean, realistically, I don't think there's any real thing to like necessarily put me at 2 over somebody else just because I won one.
That's kind of where I'm at. That's I was just
if
like,
you
all right,
win one
you
and
win,
your
it's
path
cool.
was you beat Zevi, you beat Notre Dame, and you win it and beat whoever else. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, everyone's got to beat somebody on the way to a natty. That's how they're won, except for your case. But
That's about to say. I knew you were gonna say that. That's about to say. What about mine?
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
that's really wise. I mean, this we're getting sidetracked already, but I mean, like, whatever. I don't even. I already said it
Your
several
argument
times.
is you don't want to go down that path because it's not a good argument for you. It's really not. So
It really
we
is
can move
because
on.
we can talk
It's
about
not.
it if you want to. So I mean, instead of having to play somebody who's any good in the semifinal and championship and make no mistakes in those games and have everything go your way in those games, you play Georgia, who's a bottom like easily 8 user in the league, and then nobody in the championship. So it's kind of like
What about
Georgia didn't make the top 20.
What about round 1 and 2 of the
No.
playoffs though? Who that play in those?
But that's not the point, though. To win a natty,
That is the point.
no.
It
The
doesn't
point
matter.
is that in the natty you have to play. You have to play. You have to play
matter.
4 legitimate opponents, especially the last 2, where if anything goes wrong against you, you can lose the game. If it were only about winning the first 2 rounds, a lot of dudes would have natties. A lot of dudes just don't catch a break, or have a break go against them, in a game that matters. If it were only the first 2, Zev would have a couple more natties, easily. You know what I mean? I would have more. I mean,
that may be the case.
if you're talking
I
about
beat
times
the number
people
2 and
who,
number 3 player
that's not what happened though.
in the
Like
playoffs,
that
it is
season,
what happened.
that
is what
season,
happened,
that
though.
season, Zev's team was fucking terrible. He barely even made the playoffs. That season, he barely made it. He was like something in 5 or in 4 and made it. You beat his team. Notre Dame at the time had never won a playoff game like ever. So I mean, but still, it's not the point. Like the point is that to win a natty in any league, it's about you have to perform in those games, and you kind of got
All
to
the
break.
playoff games matter the same. You got to win those games
No,
to
they
get to the
don't
natty.
all matter the same.
They do. You can't just lose
You
those
can't
games. You got to
skip
win them.
you can't skip the last 2. The last 2 you played an opponent who shouldn't even have been there. Number 1, didn't have to win. He didn't have to win any games to get there. Number 1, number 2, he had a sim in the whatever quarterfinal to even make the semifinal, and we all know his resume. He's been in the playoff 1 time, and that was it. That was his 1 playoff game he played, and he got smacked. Then you played no one in the natty, so I mean, it's like,
Yeah, so if I had a bye first round, then I beat Georgia second round, then beat Notre Dame and
if
beat
you had
Xavier
a
in the
buy if you
championship.
had a
How does that
buy
make any difference?
if you had a buy in the first round, you would have had to play someone in the quarterfinal. Then you would have to play someone in the
Yeah, I'm saying if it
semifinal.
was Georgia. Say I played Georgia in the quarterfinal, then I played Notre Dame in the semi and Xavier in the national championship. You think that would make it much more better? Like the games are much more difficult. If I play them, it doesn't matter. Like it's a playoff game. We're all
No,
trying. They're trying to
it does
compete.
matter that you have to play those games in those moments and have no mistakes go against you. Like it's great to
You have to
play.
do that anyway
It's
in the
a
playoffs, though. Like we don't play a playoff game and be like, this doesn't matter as much
no,
as the
but
first
no,
round.
but
Like
it
dudes are
matters.
locked in.
I mean, look, you can have it. I've already made my case on this. I mean, it is what it
It's
is.
a bad case. That's what I'm telling you. It's
It's
a
really
bad
not a
case.
case. Who don't think it's a bad case are like you and your cousin. But I mean,
Anyone with logic, if I beat them in the playoffs,
no,
still
not
you can't
anyone with
say like,
logic.
oh, your whole run doesn't matter. It'd be like
Not
if
anyone with
for
logic.
some
Most
reason like Wemby played the
almost
Thunder in the first round and he beat them, he'd be like, oh, it was only the first round, so it don't really count like a Western Conference final.
no. I mean,
And that's how it works.
If the Spurs only had to play whoever they played in the first two rounds, they'd have to play against the Knicks and actually play against the Knicks in the finals and have these couple bad breaks. They're a couple bad breaks away from being 3-1, but instead they're about to lose this series if they didn't have to play the actual final and they just I don't know the other team's plane crashed and they just won the final that way. Then everyone would say, well, it's a bubble ring.
No, they wouldn't because
Worse
they
than a
beat
bubble
the
ring.
Thunder and they beat like
No,
whoever else
what
in
do
the
you
West was
mean? They
good. They would be like,
definitely
oh
would
wow,
say that.
okay, you beat them
It
though.
would forever have an asterisk that they didn't play this finals, but they ended up being the championship that year.
No, it'd be like if the Wizards made like the play in, ended up making somehow the final, and then
No,
the Spurs smacked
that's
them.
not what it's
That,
like. That's
that'd be what it
not what it's
was.
like. If they didn't play the Natty at all, if they didn't have to play this final series at all, there was no final series because I don't even know what the reason could be. Like nothing
Because it'd
good.
be like if Adam Silver just said, "Oh, y'all win. We don't want y'all to play because you're gonna win probably anyway. So yeah, y'all win.
No
It's all
one
good."
thought that you were going to win anyways. You Nighthawk. If anyone had to bet, they would bet that Nighthawk was going to win that. No one was betting for you.
Yeah, but we'll never know because you sim the game. You
I
sim the
mean,
game and you're like, but you
it
didn't
is
beat
what
him
it
though.
is what
So
it had to be done. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I'm
no, it's
just saying
not. It's not.
it
It's
is,
not
bro.
though.
If the dude's gonna cheat and disrespect the entire league, he has to leave. I'm not gonna like leave him in there just to play a fucking game. Like fuck him.
For the Nat, you let him play the whole playoffs and said, Natty's that's the final line. And
Bro, the
now
dude was blatantly, completely broke every single rule. So I mean, yeah, I'm gonna kick him out on the spot. He's not
but
allowed to come
why did you
back.
kick him out at the start of the
Like
playoffs though? Like you
because
kicked
I
him out
didn't
in
know
the
at the start of the
Natty?
playoffs.
That's not true.
That is
That's not
true.
true.
I did not know. Did not have the
What,
facts. I did not have
what
like
changed in the playoff time? There's no recruiting in the playoffs. Like what changed from the playoff start
there was
time?
a full report done on his entire team and how he has all elite and star depth players that was presented to me at the time
At the Natty time?
when he got kicked at the time.
I think it was mid playoffs.
Okay. And then what was him playing that last game going to do then at that point? Which I asked you to play also. I said, can I play
You
him
can.
so you don't
What
do
do you
this?
mean?
And you
Once
still
again, back to the beginning. If someone's disrespecting your entire organization, then you remove them. You don't just let them hang around just because.
for one more hour? It would take it an hour to
It was
play the
not one more
game. Like you
hour.
could have left it
He
in.
literally got kicked. He literally got kicked right after we played. Me and him played. He got kicked right after we played.
After he beat you and you were upset, so you went to your
No.
Joe and
Oh,
you're like,
so now I'm upset. See, this is what I'm saying.
Nah.
there's the root of it. We got to the root of it.
No, no, no.
Oh,
You can't actually like think logically. Like you're too emotionally invested in the fact that everyone says that your ring is bullshit.
These are
So it
Proud
emotionally
on
doesn't
that.
allow you to like think like a normal manager. You're thinking like
these are just the facts, bro.
you're not like
I said
have
nothing that's wrong.
like a brain for a management right now. You have a brain for like
Well, we'll have to come back
I
You're
to
was bringing
natty.
up
this
the
one.
champion. But yeah, let's move on though. Let's move on though.
We'll have to come back to this one. But for ours, when it was brought to his attention, he probably sat on it for about an hour or two, and then he was like, "Nah, we got to kick him."
That's a fact.
It wasn't
I
like
recall.
he sat on
I
it.
got the text. I'm happy.
So, but hey, listen, you could change the narrative this season. Change the narrative this season, and then they
He
got
already called it a Mickey again, so I mean it don't
I didn't
matter.
call this
It's
ring a
all
Mickey.
good.
I didn't say his ring was Mickey at all.
He defended it.
I
He
did
said the
not.
only
I
person not playing was OG.
didn't
So
say
he
it
was
was
like,
Mickey at all.
all the top dudes
All
are
I,
still
what
playing.
I did say is if you won a second one, that it wouldn't make you second best. Is what I said necessarily.
I wouldn't say that either myself.
Okay, so
I wouldn't say that myself.
Yes, sir. That's always a wonderful discussion. I think that's better than the MJ LeBron debate by far. So,
what's next on the to-do list though? What else are we talking about? We talked about who's having good seasons. Someone's in the main chat. I guess I'm gonna. Oh, that's you, Terrell. Shout out you for the. That shit went south quick at LSU. Yeah, it did. Yeah, so I guess we can talk about the tiers while we're here real quick. Since we
Uh,
it's a
Notre Dame was talking about it. He was asking if we were going to switch.
yeah, I
So I
saw
just
that.
posted that for him.
Yeah. So now that you got it up, we can talk about tier one is gonna be, and the tier one they might switch like across the lines, but I think these are pretty even. What do y'all think on these? We're going with USC, who will be OG. Texas A&M will be me. Notre Dame is Terrell. Michigan is Fryles. Penn State is Titans Ryan, the Oregon user, and Alabama will be Chuck. On one side of tier one, then on the other side of tier one, we'll have Shoemace, who's Miami. The Notre Dame user will have Oregon next year. The Baylor user will have the Ohio State team next year. Um,
J. Roth
J.
is
Roth
all
with
in.
Ole Miss, L Worm, or what is I just I ain't even trying to be disrespectful, but the name Worm is a tough nickname, so I'm gonna just rock with it. So Worm is got Indiana, and we had to pull someone else up to round that out. So we got Mumbo with LSU up there. I was kind of debating which user who had like a super team was gonna be there, but I feel like Mumbo played the best relative to Boogie and Dane last year, so I put him up there to start with. What do y'all think about those two?
Did you contemplate switching Mumbo and Zevi at all?
So I
No.
had Zevi in there originally, and I had Terrell out actually with Notre Dame, but in the beta, that Kentucky team is only like 79 overall. Like they're terrible. So like I was really
Mm.
debating that for a long time. Like initially I had Zev in tier one, and maybe I'll move him back and take Terrell or Mumbo. Probably it would be Terrell. Terrell was in tier three most of the year, so um,
I think there's better options than moving Zevi. And
because
then
Zev's team is probably still going to be the lowest rated, maybe besides Washington in tier two. Like he's still going to be the lowest rated.
right. So I was thinking about it from like almost like an NIL standpoint. Like UGA is Dane, I believe.
Yeah.
So it'd have to be between, for me, UGA, Clemson, Oklahoma, and Tennessee.
Well, and Texas is going to have crazy NIL, but
Well, he was also in tier three. So if you're,
yeah.
yeah, I don't kind of want to put you in that same predicament. You move me down, but move him up, and then you're like,
We also got to see
Well, it wasn't
Tennessee's
by
big point though.
it wasn't by the beta. My bad. Sorry, that was a I said wrong. It wasn't the beta. The beta rosters were all BS. It was from one of the like YouTube people who had access to the actual game, and they were showing he was like starting a dynasty in the actual game, not the beta, with the real rosters,
Word.
and they were and he was
Bordeaux,
and he's
I think.
I think it was Bordeaux, yeah, and he happened to scroll by Kentucky while he was doing that, and
Bordeaux, yeah, connections.
Kentucky had was 79 overall, and they had like C.J. Baxter and all that. So I mean, like, I'm pretty confident that his team's gonna be bad, but we'll see. Team Builder will come out before the game does, so we can verify that. But I mean, I don't think Kentucky's not that good. I mean, they have like a couple nice weapons who transferred there this year, but they're not as a team. They're still like bad.
He's the only title winner though, and down there, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Mm. I I hear you on Kentucky, but I also know he moved back like 3 times in the draft. I did too, but yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't expect to not be in tier one myself, even though I have much more of an argument to be there than like Zevi. Zevi was like a top 3 player all game. With Oklahoma, I get it, but I don't know. I would want him in tier
Back.
one. Did you ask him about what he wants? Did he say?
Well, he seemed excited when I told him that I did. He complained when I first said that he was in tier one. He didn't like complain like bad. He was like not excited about it. And then I told him, yeah, actually, maybe like a week later, and I had seen the Bordeaux thing in that time, and I was like, you know what, actually, yeah, I am going to put you in tier two because your team's going to be a 7 overall, and he was excited about that. I mean, I didn't ask him like directly, like,
Mm-hmm.
but
Maybe an argument for putting him in tier one if Indiana's in tier one. I know
Indiana's
their
going to be
team
good
might be a
next
little
year though.
better, but as far as resources, I think they're pretty similar.
I do think resource wise they're only marginally probably better than Kentucky, but team wise, Indiana's going to be a top like 5 or 6 team in the game.
Mm.
Day one, they're going to be really good. I mean, they won the Natty last year. They're going to have Josh Hoover is going to be like a 90 overall day one. Um, they're gonna,
Ooh, or you could just
they're going to be good.
like wholesale changes. If you put Zevi in change one, you could just go tier one is just locked for year one.
As in, no one goes up or down.
Yeah, because that would essentially, I guess, buy him that time to kind of just see what. Not now, tier two and tier three could be fluid as accordingly, but as far as just like booting somebody out of specifically tier one, if you really wanted to put Zevi in there, and then maybe I don't know, Kentucky, Texas, UGA, Clemson, Oklahoma fell to 18. I don't know who else you'd want to put in tier one, but that was just my idea. Just again, throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what'll stick.
Yeah, his record's 121 and 27 in 26, 121 wins, 27 losses. So I feel like he should be in tier one. I have to get it out the mud myself, but I see both sides.
Wait, what team do you have next year?
I'm Michigan.
So you're in tier one.
Absolutely. No, I should be in tier one. I'm not. Yeah. I'm not trying to duck any smoke.
Look,
Yeah, he probably should be up there, but this is
one?
this is the thing. I don't know who to move down. I mean, it would be Terrell, and then so tier two would then this is how it was initially. That's the only switch from what it initially was Kentucky was up, and then it was a little bit like rearranged. Like I think Kentucky was up, and they were in the Big Ten, and Miami came over, and Notre Dame came out. Basically, something along those lines.
Because fluff that. I'm taking my shot. Mumbo in tier one. I'm in tier one.
Well,
I ain't running from no smoke.
Mumbo was in tier two all year though, so it's.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm saying it now. I'm better than Mumbo. I'm gonna talk mine. I'm gonna stand on it.
So, but look, you're gonna have to play at so many games that you're not gonna be able to play potentially.
Chill out. Well, you had to hit me with the real life.
Just saying. I mean, I don't think you're in tier one off of talent. I think you're in tier one off of more availability than anything else, or tier three this year.
Dang, you hit me with that logic hard.
Just saying.
I mean,
yeah, but you heard it, Mumbo. You heard it, Mumbo.
Looking at.
I said it, and he ain't got no.
No, but that LSU team's going to be loaded.
Rivalry. So
LSU's going to be super loaded next year. Super loaded.
It is. Is he? I mean, if we move Zevi up, I'm assuming you put him in. Well, I guess they're kind of balanced, but you put him in Big Ten.
I would rebalance it. It wouldn't be straight how it is.
I'm just saying, like,
it would probably how it was before. Again, it was so Notre Dame out. Then it was Zev's up, and I'm pretty sure it was Miami over to the SEC. So then you have like USC and Zev basically had the same amount of wins. Then you have Texas A&M and Miami were probably the next two, and then I'll take Oregon, Ohio State, and Indiana. They're like a group, and then so I got Indiana and Clemson are like kind of the same. Then I'm basically putting like J. Roth and Oregon being like kind of the same because they'll be Mississippi and Penn State, and then we'll have Chuck and Mumbo being like kind of the same as the bottom team. So that's how it was initially. When I moved Zev out, then I had to like try to rebalance it, and so that's why Miami went over.
True.
But yeah, tier three is going to be a dogfight. I don't even know who has all these teams, but man, especially if those users end up being active. I mean, I got a good little group of maybe like 5 or 6 guys who are like winning natties, competing for natties in leagues I've been in. So they'll be a monster. I'm not gonna lie. And then you've got some good users down there. I forget who took all these teams, to be honest, but it should be something serious in tier 3. But yeah, maybe I will have to move Zeb back up. I mean, 100 wins is, and he did it to himself trying to trade back like 10 times. I don't know why he did that.
Thanks.
So, Yeah. Um, um, do. Next on the thing that we were supposed to talk about
Went off on my high horse. My bad.
was goals for different tiers of different users for next game. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think I was the one who kind of brought that up. I guess I don't even know if we had the answers. I can't tell these what their expectations should be. But what do y'all? I guess what do we think for like a tier three user starting off? Is it realistic to say you should be in tier one and winning natties, or more like get a conference championship, move up to tier two, compete, don't get relegated from there,
Probably have
kind
to
of vibe?
team by team then, because I don't
Yeah.
think it could be the same for just grouping them
Hmm.
um, by tier three. Because if you ask me, and we just start at the bottom, you like Ill Will's OK State, and I tell you, um, first year in tier three, just win enough games to start building the program, and then year two, year three should be out of there. Like I've seen what you did with Iowa, and it was nothing short of almost being tier one. I'm pretty sure. I think he was in tier one at one point.
He was, or getting
Hmm.
close,
So,
especially if he never left in the first place. I forgot who he was before he came back with Iowa.
but it's just like, yeah, if you did it, I don't think you could go tier by tier, but like 3 year plan, ill will, OK State, just get your feet wet, get your team right, and then from that, I expect to see him rolling, and I could say that for like almost 26 and down for real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
tier
mean,
three ain't sweet. It's just they're just there because of team.
mostly, or like, and they're new, and a lot of those Toronto's a couple of those new guys. I think both. I know Clemson for sure won a natty, and then the other user was pretty close as well. Um, so
Who's Clemson?
this was in a different league that me and Terrell are in.
Oh,
It's the league that the
yeah.
South Carolina user runs, who's also in tier three and also is pretty good. So like those dudes, starting with the fresh team, being able to build, like if they're active, they're gonna be pretty good. If their activity level's high enough, they're gonna be handling business from tier three. And I mean, so you got those three in particular. You have another one who won Natty. He joined us Tennessee briefly for a couple of weeks. He'll be down there, and he's pretty good. You got Ill Will down there. Um, so there's some good users down there for sure. But to kind of go into what Terrell's saying and what we might get into a little bit later is the game next year is going to be so vastly different. I mean, I think a lot of things that you could, that, a lot of things are going to be totally different. I think a lot of things that used to carry people offensively aren't going to work or be as good as they used to be, not even close. And I think there's going to be a wider skill gap like next year. Like I feel like this year you can I feel like this year was a big improvement on 25 in terms of the skill gap necessary, but I feel like this year you can still get away with. I mean, you see dudes all the time now. Like it's like you get to the goal line and they just are gonna run, you know, RPO read flat. Well, now when I can put in my coaching adjustments to perfectly guard read flat, and anytime you come out in that formation, I can just quick audible to it to stop that play. Then it's like, okay, so now read flat's not a big deal. Okay, then we're gonna have zones that are gonna play, things in their area. So it's like I can actually have it take away a crosser. You know what I mean? Like potentially, or So I mean, I think it'll be a lot more a bigger skill gap, like because you'll be able to like really like lock things up. And so like if someone's only running like a couple things, it probably won't be as effective. Let alone that they have a way that seems like it's going to be better at containing the quarterback. So I mean, if you're running around all day with your quarterback, it's not going to have the same probably effect as it used to. So people are going to have to like get better and understand the game at a higher level, or be left behind. Seems like. So I,
Thanks.
so I say all that to
Thanks. Do you
say
feel?
it's hard to say like per user what their goal should be, because it's gonna, this is gonna be as close to a fresh football game that we've seen in maybe a decade or more.
Yeah, probably. Probably short of like generation skips, like when they went from 360 to one, or when they went to one to
Yeah,
Series X, whatever. But
facts for sure, for sure. Um, what else we got here in our little plan? Media plans for the game next year. Frost, how's the grudge match interviews been going for anyone who hasn't been paying attention to them recently?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if y'all are tuning in, it's I think it's good to hear from all different types of users, different skill sets, different success, tier one, tier two, tier three, wherever they are. For next game, I think I am going to emphasize the voice memos. Maybe make them a little just shorter so they're more consumable. I don't know if y'all have listened to them, but some of them are a little long. I know people talking for 10 minutes is tough to listen to, but
not at all.
No, I mean
Not at all.
I
I mean
listen
Like,
to
not
them.
for us. Like we're actually, I mean, I'm talking about the average listener. Like it's somebody going to sit and listen to an interview for 10 minutes. I don't think it's bad, but
yes, especially when they
I
call
don't
out
think
J Roth.
I don't think 10 minutes is bad. I mean,
okay.
I think they're
All right,
solid.
all right.
I think over 10 is probably a little bit overkill, but I think, most of them have been like 10 or under. Besides maybe like one or
Mm-hmm.
two. I think it's been a decent length. I mean, if dudes aren't going to listen, they weren't going to listen anyway. So
That's facts.
if
Okay.
people are interested,
Say less then.
you know.
But yeah, no, I think it's been going good. I want to get everybody a chance to kind of be heard. Hear how different dudes think about the game or their process of how they're competing. So I've enjoyed just making the questions for them. Um, and I think the audio is a little bit better than somebody just typing out a response. Which I mean, for this year, I appreciate you participating, but if we can just get voice messages next year for everybody, so you can actually hear their thoughts a little bit more, talk a little bit more freely instead of it being kind of rehearsed. You get some gems in there. So I think it's been fire so far.
Yeah, I mean, I've loved it. I think it's been a great addition, to be honest. And then we've had the condensed games too. If anyone's been able to keep up with them, I don't know if anyone actually watches those, but I basically try to cut out, um, turn these hour long games into like 15 minutes, where you can kind of still see what everybody's the game flow of the game and what exactly they were doing and how it went, with most of the big plays and everything. But you don't have to necessarily, in case you missed the game, and it's also like a decent scouting tool for people. Probably a great scouting tool, because on YouTube you can actually pause and rewind and really see what people are doing if you're really locked in. So that'll I've enjoyed adding that. It's not all that much work, so it's been cool for me. But VODs are definitely going to be required for grudge matches next year. Probably, honestly, what I'm probably going to end up doing is making VODs required for grudge matches and tier one games. Period. So I mean, if you're in tier one, I need those. I need those. You know, um, so we can start putting out content like we're trying to. We're trying to get a bigger presence online, and hopefully be able to generate a little bit of interest and potentially income, for all the work we've been putting in. I mean, we've got a great community. A lot of people say that they really like our community, and I think we've gotten to a pretty good place where we can start kind of promoting it to other people. And ideally, if we can end up with turning some income, then we can turn this into having a prize at the end, or some type of money league, or maybe get some other good things going for the league. So bear with us a little bit, but please try to get that stuff done for us when we ask.
Thanks. I like the this year we started off with some tourneys. I'm sure. I don't know if you have plans for those again, but a nice little season kickoff tourney is always fire. So hopefully we can run that back.
Yeah, it would be nice. I mean, I feel like last year a lot of people kind of fizzled out from them. I thought it was great, but I feel like this year though, another great thing they're adding to the game is before I'm going to play Road to CFP a lot more this year if it's true that I can now use any playbook with any team. I'll get a ton of reps up in Road to CFP and playing tournaments and whatnot if it's just like I don't have to use Texas's playbook when I play with Texas anymore. Because before, basically, the
Yeah.
only way outside of Dynasty mode to do that was to play Ultimate Team, which costs a bunch of money and takes way too much time and effort. Um, so, I mean, if that's true, I think the tournaments will be even more viable. Because I know before, I think when we were playing with Play Now before, you could use any playbook, I believe, if you were playing against a
Yeah.
friend.
You could.
You could, but yeah. So I'll definitely try to put one together, especially like before Dynasty like kicks off. For anybody who has the game early, we'll probably get something going. Um, so yeah,
I think they said you have to unlock it though.
you have to
So
unlock the playbook.
yeah, so I think like once you get to a certain tier or something, you unlock the ability to change playbooks. It's not just off the rip.
Jeez.
So
Interesting. Well, that won't be too hard. I mean, and if that's the
yeah,
case,
like if you grind it all, like getting through the first three tiers ain't really nothing. And then speaking on Play Now, big change that not a lot of people are talking about. Player friend mode can now change stadiums.
there we go. I didn't. You could last year. I thought you couldn't.
No, sir. Nope. So you had to be stuck with somebody who's always had the home field advantage. Now you could change stadium so it's neutral site.
That's what's up.
That's good change. Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely needed all those things. I'm glad they cleaned up those kind of minor issues, kind of to unlock those games. 'Cause I feel like nobody plays Road to CFP. Like, how many people came into Dynasty over the course of this last season and said, "Oh, I'm this and that in Road to CFP"? It's like, bro, nobody plays that. You know what I mean? Like, no one cares, bro. Like, that's like the bummiest game mode on here. So, um, and then, so we already talked about, kind of touched on a lot of this. Maybe we don't have to do it too much, but actually, we can probably just skip over this. We pretty much talked about all this. Did y'all hear about we talked about coach adjustments, how that'll be major. I don't know if y'all saw that, where basically you get like 10 adjustments for offense and defense, and you can
Mm-hmm.
essentially set up like every single setting slash even down to the individual player what you want them to be able to do. And I had mentioned before, like for example, plays that are just super meta, you can just get a defense that's just going to lock up and be able to just audible to it quickly. So like RPO read flat, you can just, oh, they're in that formation. Okay, cool. Let me just set up in this, take that away. If they run something else, then they run something else. But they're not going to get read flat right here for a first down. And then on offense, you can do the same thing. I did do a little bit more research. I was having a discussion with somebody. You can't. It will. It's basically it won't audible in the sense that like if you're in spread, it'll now go to trips. It won't audible. What it will do is, from my understanding, what it will do is you can set it to where it's like, X receivers doing this, Y receivers doing this, running backs doing this, line sliding this way, that type of thing.
Correct.
On offense and defense, but like you can't set up a coaching adjustment for a trips play. Like for example, set up a coaching adjustment for something that you like to run out of trips and then be in spread on the road near near your own end zone in Alabama and be able to call that coaching adjustment and go from spread to trips. It would just change the routes for where the players currently are. But it is nice
Correct.
for home field, especially home field advantage. It's like, okay, well, I have these 10 things that I can kind of get to out of any play call, basically, and it'll give you those hot routes as if you practice them, which is major. I mean, really, really kind of nerfs some of the home field to a big level, especially if you know what you're doing. So,
Yep.
but what do y'all think about that?
Go ahead, Terrell. I mean,
Uh, from two different perspectives. From one perspective, that's great. Um, just being able to kind of go with the pre-plan. On the other side of it, absolutely nerve-wracking. Um, I know we have a no spam thing, but And just, I've already thought about it. I've already talked to some dudes on the circuit. It's just like, you will never know what I'm in. I could come out and double mug every play. It'll show cover two, it'll show cover three, it'll show man, it'll show mid blitz. You will never know what I'm in because everything is a macro or a micro, whatever it is.
Macro.
So, macro. So it'll show cover three, but it's a cover six. And you won't know. Like, and if you can't read that, especially if I have safeties pinched and dudes rotating to the strength, like it's just going to be tough. And that's the light version of it. I've been on the Madden beta, and I didn't see some real pressure come out of that. Like you got one or two blitz setups that you like, 2-button setup. It's gonna get dark for some people if they're not ready.
It's a game changer. I mean, I think once again to your like or to my earlier point, like exactly what you're saying, like the skill gap is going to get so much wider. Like you're going to have to really be able to you need to have those type of things available to you, number one, and understand how to use them and when to use them best, and two, you're going to have to be able to, on the other side of the ball, counter those things. It's not going to be it's going to be tough for you to just be out here just winging it a lot of times. You know what I mean? With no adjustments, and it's going and trying to just RPO your way down the field. I mean, that type of stuff I feel like is going to be very tough to do in this next game.
Yeah, I hope that EA stands on what they're trying to do though, and doesn't roll it back because people are saying it's hard to score. Because I could see that so being an early complaint already.
Yeah, 100%.
So
I think
especially with zones actually looking for work and stuff,
that's major.
Back foot 360 no scope rolling out 20 yards behind the line is. Yeah, I've seen a lot of dudes live off that.
Yeah, rolling out, then running around in a big ass circle, 30 yards behind, and then finding a little lane, take 3 steps up, and then throw a 50-yard pass across the field, and it's on the money. Yeah, no. Now my zone is gonna see that there's nobody around him. He's gonna go to that dude. So like.
Yeah, but yeah, good adjustment. I can see both sides of it. So,
you don't play the beta enough to see like you see those changes though, like for sure. Heavily.
I personally barely played the beta, but from what I've seen from like content creators, I think those changes are like. I mean, Terrell's played it himself more, but from what I've seen from other people, it's major. Like it's happening for sure.
Different.
Yeah, so it's totally different game. I mean,
so
gotcha.
You got pocket presence. You gonna look nice next year.
Yeah, facts.
If you want to drop back, God bless you. It's gonna be, especially if somebody got some decent edge rushers.
And especially just because the finding work thing is great, especially like it's not even just the like yellows and the curl flats. The deep zones are also smarter. So it's like you can't sit up there and just run around and buy time for an extra 6 seconds, and then the deep zone never plays the dude who's like standing 10 yards in front of him, and you can just throw like a crosser that's been sitting there forever, just throw to him. That deep zone is gonna see, oh, there's no one going behind me. All after that, he's gonna take like 3 steps up and pick that off. And yeah, like to Terrell's point, I mean, so many people like live off that. It's just like it shouldn't even like be how the game is played. So there's gonna be a lot of complaints. And to your point, Terrell, I really hope that they don't roll it back, because like remember last year when the game first came out, and you could throw a lot of deep balls, which they've fixed in this game too, from what I can tell. They basically went back to that, even though they took it away at the beginning of last year. Like beginning of last year, you could throw so many deep balls, and if you weren't like in great position, those deep balls would kind of fit in there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They would like kind of drop in a bucket, and they kind of like nerfed it, and so all of 26 pretty much wasn't like that. But it seems like they're going back to it this year, and they've done a little bit better job now with like the hand fighting and everything. But yeah, I hope they don't go back to it, man. Like I honestly thought at drop last year the game was pretty good. Besides, I think they did drop a little bit too many picks, but at the same time, I thought it was better the way the DBs and wide receivers were playing. day one than it was in January. I feel like they just made it, and you saw. I mean, it's just way too easy on offense. I mean, it's. I mean, I play some of the better defense in the league, and like, but it can be hard to get stops because it's just like, your hook curls don't react to anything. None of your zones react to anything. And man, one, you can't spam man, or you're not supposed to, and two, like, man can get fried in a lot of different ways. So it's like tricky. Plus, you got dudes who run around in the pocket or out of the pocket for like 8 seconds before they make a play. So it's like, but I don't know if it was because I just didn't have a great player. Like the couple games I did get to play in the beta. But you can't even like exit the pocket as quickly as you used to be able to. Like you
No.
can't like you if you can step in the pocket and be able to like navigate a little bit in the pocket and then to buy time, that'll be great. If there is like a clear exit path, that's still there, of course, but being able to just hike it like so many people do, just hike it and just run to the right, which is just meta in this game, uh, it's gonna be way tougher to just do that. I mean, it's not something you can just get out and just go like that. And also another great thing is the goal line. They're even better with it kind of plays on with the find and work and da da da. But on the goal line, it's great too because that's also one of the biggest metas on the goal line is hike and haul to the right. And now those linemen and DBs who are there, if they don't have anybody who's in their area, they'll just go attack the quarterback, which is great. So this game looks like it's going to be freaking awesome, especially like in terms of just taking away like I feel like they did a good job taking away a lot of BS from 25 to 26, but they maybe did like 60% of the job. It seems like this game coming up is going to do like 30 of that last 40%. It's going to be much more like 2K, where like you're really going to have to like know what you're. I mean, 2K, you can be cheesy in 2K too. Don't get me wrong, and I'm sure there's going to be new things that are cheesy in this game as well. But it's going to take a lot more skill than it has, I think. Um,
Pink Mumbo just dropped something in the podcast chat.
yeah.
How do y'all how do y'all feel about timing catches on both offensive defense? If anybody's had experience with it,
I haven't used it yet. People aren't raving about it from what I've seen creator wise. A lot of them are saying turn that thing off. Um, but it seems like something that if you can master will definitely help you out. I mean, it's not like what I have seen though is that just because you green a catch doesn't mean you're going to catch it. You can green a catch and get hit and still not catch it. So it's not like it shouldn't be like too OP. I feel like I mean I think it gives you a higher chance to catch it when you green it, obviously, but they were basically demonstrating how like you can green something and if you get hit, especially by like a good player, you're still going to drop it.
That's good. I thought it was going to be like 2K, like you green a shot, it's going in no matter what else, you know what I'm saying? It's like
No,
100% going in.
no,
That's good.
and like they will make some contested catches, but like it's not just like nah, it's not like every time. Especially you start dealing with somebody who has like abilities. Like the one I saw, someone had a knockout thing. It was just like, bro, he greened it. It was like a greened aggressive catch, and he still just got smacked, and he dropped it. So,
True. Have y'all
um,
notice a difference in the cut stick stuff? Is that more like I think it's popping up visually now, or is it the actual difference in tackling?
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Terrell, but so like they're supposed to be in this game coming up. It's going to be the hit stick is still the same, the cut stick is still the same, but then you can also use the stick for like a wrap up tackle. I think like doing like with like I think it's like stick to the right is like a wrap up tackle.
yeah, they just put
Mm,
all the tackling on the stick, so you essentially don't have to take your finger to go press the button. So that's all it's doing. They just put the dive and the conservative on the stick as well.
true. I
If
mean, hopefully that,
that's what
hopefully
you're
it's
talking about, right?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Just the new. There's gonna be like new animations with that, or I didn't get to play the beta much. Really, I was more in Dynasty trying to see how it moved, but
Uh, Listen, man, if y'all got the time, I would say just hop on the Madden beta. I know it'll play a little differently, but it'll give you quite a bit of insight on what's to come for college football.
I might. Momo just asked me that a second ago, but I don't know. Haven't played Madden in some years now.
Don't think of it as Madden, just think of it as prep because if anything, just getting on there and messing with the adjustments on D line adjustments, linebacker adjustments, realizing
Yeah,
that
they are all different
um,
now.
double tapping triangle doesn't give you the individual adjustments anymore. So I would say I would get on it there just to practice with the controls, if anything. Because if not,
Yeah,
that's going to be a day you got to just spend figuring out. Okay, well, what does this do?
Yeah, I mean, when that game comes out, I'm gonna start a solo dynasty for sure, and I'm gonna just spam um, Road to the CFP for sure. So hopefully I can be somewhat ready for day one of the dynasty. Ugh. What do you think about gap integrity? The changes they made there.
Ear fries. Sorry.
I mean, I
Either,
haven't really.
either.
I was gonna say I can't. My answer's not gonna be great because I haven't really played too many game reps to tell you, but it sounds good
Um,
in theory.
Personally, again, and this is just all off beta. I fully expect the game not to play anything like what I played on the beta. Um, Low key, get some run defense because it's going to be a runner's year.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially with how good pass defense is gonna be.
It's going to be a runner's year, and if you could dice somebody up in the pass, great. But uh, especially with Shifty, the way the line is holding up, it holds up differently. So the runs aren't as explosive, but it's much easier to pick up 4, 5, 6 on the ground.
You got Mumbo in the chat saying you're hip. We know you can't throw the ball to save your life, so you're gonna have to run it.
That's crazy.
He's saying you're hip. Like, bro, this shut up.
But yeah, if you got good run defense, I think you'll be okay. If you don't, it's gonna be a long day in the office because it's those dudes really get a push up front, and then those linemen climbing to the second level are pancaking linebackers. Like if you don't got abilities on your linebackers, I've seen double mug just like 5, 10 free yards up the middle because those linemen don't have to go search for that linebacker. They're there and they're pancaking them. So bring your hard hat, get your lunch pail. Because I think it's going to be tough to pass. I think they're making it tough to pass, but it don't make it no easier if you can't stop the run.
You had to show me still. I can't pass anyway, but airing that thing out in theory.
I'm still gonna be. I'm still gonna
Now
be.
listen, if you got dots, they're still there.
Yeah,
I don't have those, but
I did play the
It's
beta.
it's
Like a
easier.
lot of the routes. I mean, it's still open, but it's just that you can't. A lot of the BS things aren't open. Like if you're actually running like real route concepts to beat like the same flood concept is still gonna beat cover two and cover three. Like they're not gonna play it. You know what I mean? But you're gonna have to throw it with timing and actually like be making a read as opposed to like running the flood and like letting the deep corner get all the way to the sideline and settle and then no zone goes and
Yeah,
picks them up and you wait 3 seconds
can't
and
do
now
that.
you throw it. That'll be a pick. But if you're like flood concept, oh, no one's taking this corner like on the break or, slightly out of his break, like now it's like, all right, um, that'll be on the money. Also, one thing I did notice in the few games I played in the beta was like, some people on the other side of that, like on the one side, there's the extreme of run around the pocket, trying to buy as much time as possible, waiting for your route downfield to become uncovered, and then throwing it like 50 yards on the field, right? Then on the other side, they're the people who throw every single route right on the break and are just going to throw it regardless if the dude's open or not. But because you threw it like right
Ooh,
on the right immediately, like you're like a bot just throwing it like right on the break. It's like open 10 times out of 10 almost. Like you know what I mean? Because like they don't even
yeah.
react yet. Those are also getting picked all the time too. Like if you're just trying, like if it's like, you're running man and the cornerback has inside leverage, like at 26. If you're running, let's say like a 10-yard dig, right? And the cornerback can have inside leverage, but right on that break of that inside leverage, the wide receiver is going to basically go underneath the cornerback, and the cornerback's going to be on his top side, and he's not going to make a play on that ball if you throw it like right on the break, like almost never. And in this game, if you do that and he's on the inside already when the ball's released, he's going to turn around and just pick it, which is also good. I think it's like realistic.
Love it.
What do y'all think about or so this podcast is about the league, so we'll stay with it there. What are some of your best practices going to be, or what tips could you give regarding how to use NIL? Are there any things that you've seen regarding NIL to where any tips you might give somebody?
I think my first one is actually like putting the work in either your own franchise offline, or that's something I actually support hitting the YouTube for, seeing like what's the best way to manage what dudes are doing, what makes sense. 'Cause at those small schools, you mess up your budget early, it might be tough. It might be really tough. Um, Bigger schools, I think you get a little more leeway. You can kind of do a lot of things, especially year one in the game. So if I'm bottom half of the league in NIL, I'm probably researching, looking at everything, and I'm not just going in blind, 'cause you absolutely will get fried.
Terrell, what you
Um,
got?
I'm waiting for year one is going to be cool. Year two is going to be interesting because, and this is just like long game thinking, there's going to be somebody in there that really wants a top class. And they're just going to spend the NIL budget just to get all the top dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And then come year three, they're not going to be able to afford any of them because they're going to be like, I'm going to double his NIL so I win on the recruiting trail, not realizing you're going to have to continue to pay him what you offer him on that initial scholarship.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for
So
sure.
you say he's only wanting 100 NIL, but you're number four. Like, oh man, I really want him. All right, cool. I'm offering him 200 because the max you can offer is 200. You can never go back down from 200. And then once he's on your roster, his base pay is now 200.
And as he gets better, which he will, obviously you probably want him for a reason.
Yep.
When he becomes an 85 now, instead of being an 85 who wants 200, he'll be an 85 who wants 500.
So just I would say actually pay attention. Don't just offer dudes NIL just to offer dude. When I say offer, I mean like overspend early. Because it's gonna happen and we're gonna see like, man, you really spent that much on your budget. And we might not see it initially, but come signing day, when some of y'all dudes got 7, 8,000 on NIL rosters, like, ooh, Portal gonna be good next year.
For
And
s-
you know, Bag is a wizard in that offseason portal because he ain't actually recruiting. So
Facts.
just just be aware of that.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
just piggybacking off that. I mean, oh, were you not done?
no, that's it.
Okay. Just piggybacking off of that, my biggest thing is from everything I've seen so far is just save your money. And like Terrell said, you really got to be intelligent with who you're throwing the bag at. Like, look, if you want to max out, well, I might be giving out too much game here, but I'll go ahead and give it because who knows who's actually listening. But the price for upgrading physical attributes next year is significantly higher. So it's going to be a lot harder to take. It's going to cost a lot more for you to take somebody from 85 speed to 95 speed or anything like that. So like that's going to be expensive.
Same
So
with abilities.
and ability is going to be more expensive too. So I mean, it's going to be one of those things you're going to have give and take. Like if you're going to get somebody who's comes in at 85 speed, and you want to give him 95 speed, okay, but he's not going to have abilities. He's not going to be like this year where dudes you can get almost, especially once you get talent developer, which they also nerfed. You're gonna not gonna be able to just get these dudes who are just as freaky as they are. It'll be a little bit harder, or at least it'll probably take a few years in the dynasty for you to get to that point. A few years of being really good, probably. Maybe you can get to that point. But um, yeah, so I said that to say maybe there are some dudes who you might want to max out and pay. Hey, you find a 97 speed running back, you find somebody quarterback because there's a lot more generational talent recruits too as well. So I mean, it's like you find somebody like that, maybe they're worth paying. But in general, I'm saying, man, save your money, dude. Like if it's some 4 star and he's not even like a 4 star gem, or even if he is like a gem and he's like not great ratings, slow, whatever, man, save that money because it probably, I'd almost guarantee, can be better spent on coordinators who are way more important, very or more important than we were last year, facilities which are way more important than we were last year, the transfer
Mm.
portal where most of the really good players are going to end up anyways. So you're going to sit up here and spend 75-80% of your budget recruiting high school guys who aren't even going to play for you next year. You're going to be looking real silly. So that'll be my biggest thing, probably, is save your money early for sure. What do y'all think about the coaching trees? Have y'all seen anything about coaching trees so far?
Not
Yeah.
yet.
Yes, love it. Um, it's gonna suck to say it, but it's real life. If you can afford it, get the bundle. Get the MVP bundle.
Oh man, hell yeah.
Just because even if you're in a league, and I'm pretty sure Bag, you can correct me before I go off. Are we going to allow the pre-order bonuses?
Oh yeah, people paid that money, man. We locking that in this year. You paid for it. You gonna get your 150 or 100, whichever one. If you didn't, cool. I ain't mad at you, but you're gonna have to hold that. We're not holding it back because you didn't want to pay for what you paid for. A lot of people paid good money for that, and that's one of the main reasons why they paid for it. So I'm not gonna nerf them here.
So you heard it here first. He's gonna let that fly, and there's a tree. We don't. It wasn't unlocked in the beta, but it's Rainmaker or whatever.
Yeah,
It increases the impact that you have for NIL stuff.
yeah, and you can get it off the rip as well, and
Yeah,
and
so
it has and it has no
if you're
like
saying
unlock
my
or
20-30 NIL goes further than your 60, like it's always going to be an uphill battle. So I would say if you can splurge for it. I know not everybody's able. Not trying to watch your pockets, but try to save up a little bit and let it just be the one time purchase. I know a lot of dudes stopped playing Cut Ultimate Team because they were like, EA is money hungry. I done spent 150 on a bundle before. Like, not even gonna sweat you. When I was trying to make ladders and clubs, it wasn't nothing to spend 200 on a bundle to get that topper, and we just flipping it trying to make coins. So spend it the one time. Don't think about it for the rest of the year because you will continue to see that benefit. You don't have to pay into it anymore. So that's kind of my big thing. Don't, if you are able to, give yourself the advantage because EA is showing you we're taking this NIL thing seriously and we're giving somebody else an advantage.
I didn't even see all this on some of the and yeah, you can't unlock it by any other way. Um, there's gonna be more trick plays in mascot matchup, and it'll be 11 on 11, 99 overall mascots against each other. 100 mascots to collect. I guess you have to earn the mascots in that thing. But one thing that's interesting I just started reading was,
Not if you get the MVP bundle, they're all unlocked.
Okay, so cool. I'll have them all from the get go. Um, with Road to College Football Playoff, there's actually 400 objectives to complete in Road to College Football Playoff. There's mode specific depth charts, unlock playbooks, uniform sets, packs, and coins all through that mode, which I didn't really read through all of this as good as I probably could have. Um, so nice, man. Sounds good. My thing with the coaching trees is so Rainmaker is going to be a pretty big deal, especially if you get the 150. You pretty much can unlock. I think like all of. I mean, I don't know if that's how I'm going to use my points per se, but you can pretty much unlock all of Rainmaker from day one as well, which is just a massive boost, obviously. But a lot of the coaching trees they even them out. So like for example, I think starter gaining XP faster isn't in talent developer anymore. It's in architect. Getting a boost from guys getting drafted is now tier 4 in talent developer instead of tier 1, which was why talent developer was so OP from the beginning. Now it's tier 4, and also to get to tier 4, I think it's like 15 points to unlock level 1, then like 25, 35, 45. So it's actually really expensive to get to level 4 in any tree. With all that being said, it seems like the trees will be a lot more outside of the NIL one, which is a bonus. That if you're gifted is of course major, but the other ones seem kind
Talk
of
about the
balanced.
visionary one real quick though, just to put people on game. I don't know if you're hip to that.
What?
The visionary talent tree.
Oh, I saw that too. I'm definitely gonna open up my Madden just for that.
Like you stack that with a little bit of talent developer, you might be onto something.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, guys like Kiki Fox, for example. Yeah, I spent some money on Kiki Fox. He's coming in with Shifty, and he's only expecting 35 NIL. So I mean, you might want to pay that guy. But but yeah. So Visionary definitely will be something that, I'm definitely gonna. That might be the only reason why I open up Madden. I think Madden comes free with the bundle with the 150 points, right?
It does.
So yeah, I'm gonna open up Madden just to unlock that. I probably won't touch Madden again the rest of the year, but yeah, we'll be on that bundle too when the time comes. But I think Motivator and Architect are going to be back in play as important trees, especially when you start talking about the grind, which Frowls has opted out of. But me and Terrell will be in the grind.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he don't like that.
I wouldn't say I opted out. I just didn't opt in.
Wow.
What?
Okay, bro.
What does that mean?
I saw you message about it. I never responded. So
Easy.
Well, the
Totally.
grind's gonna be way more fun than the league. I mean, the league's gonna be done. All right, let me not say that. The league is gonna be great. The league's where all the main focus is and da da. Da. But for me, man, like those smaller teams where you really got to be in your management bag, maybe even more than the actual playing the games bag. That's where the real fun's gonna be at for me, man. I'm really excited for the grind. I don't even care, if I don't get the numbers, I'm gonna play the grind with starting with 20 dudes, but I'm trying to get mostly to fill these last spots. I'm trying to get like the best players I can. I'm trying to recruit streamers and YouTube personalities and da da da. It's not going great, but hopefully we can get some in there. And because I think there's still like 12 spots open in the grind as it is right now. So I mean, it's getting full, and of course it'll be super easy to fill once the game drops. I mean, then it'll fill up in a second. But hopefully I can get people who are really good in there.
J Rock just said he'll join the grind if Riles does.
All right. Well, good. If they both join, that would be two nice additions. But
I don't know what the attachment is to that one, but he put it out there. If you in there for Riles, he rocking. So
yeah, but the grind's gonna be sick. I'm not gonna lie.
I got to limit my leagues this year. I really, always do, but I like to be just very active in the leagues that I'm in, grind, I don't like my performance this year in terms of just activity. So
I mean, I feel like you weren't active in any league besides the league, but
exactly, that's there's a reason for that.
yeah. All right,
But I
whatever.
told Zev I'd be in his league, so that's
Oh,
my two.
okay. Well, there you go then. But yeah, the grind's gonna be sick regardless. Really excited for it. I'm not gonna lie. It seems like we're gonna have a different crew in there too because yeah, Frowls is out. Zev's out. OG, I think, is out. I don't know if he'll end up joining at the end. I think he said he's out because he's also trying to like only be in a few leagues, and he's in Zev's league too. So he's out. Worm's not in there because OG's not doing it, I assume. Um, and there's a bunch of guys in there who aren't in the league. So honestly, I don't mind. Like, I would love to have that league be almost
Different players. Yeah.
different players. So fine by me.
Bring back Coach Carter.
No, but
Dang.
you know who could be in the grind is Nighthawk, but I'm scared that he might just ruin it. So let's not.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Because I'm trying to make
Not a
sure
good
that
idea.
I'm trying to make sure the grind goes the full length on the first try, which it should with the transfers being cut down. That should nip that in the bud. But I'm gonna be dropping vids on League for YouTube myself for College Arena, all hands on deck. J Roth, you gotta hit me up, bro. I mean, you're already in my DMs all the time, but we gotta talk about that because we're definitely trying to make a big media impact next year. And I would love to have you be a part of it. Or I love to, we should work together. But yeah, yeah, those coaching trees are going to be interesting. It's going to be way more, I think, viable paths. I think strategist is going to be a huge one. I really fell in love with strategist late last year. Talent developer was just the OP one, but my second favorite one was by far strategist. That was a great one, and they didn't really edit it too much, so it should be very good from the jump. Um, so yeah, um, that pretty much covers everything we had planned to talk about. Anything else y'all got on your minds?
Uh, for the media thing, if dudes are posting content like that, could they submit their YouTube channel so when they post a video, it goes live?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, you've seen, or maybe you haven't seen it yet, but on the bot that I'm building, which I'm gonna start testing it in the main league for this like little bonus. I guess I didn't talk about that either. But it tracks YouTube in the bot. So like I already have some of the biggest, and I'll just keep adding more. There'll be no limits for our league. I'll just keep adding more guys to that list. But like I think I have Huddle GG, Civil, and Decroft and maybe one more on there right now, but it already tracks their YouTube. Oh, and I have the league YouTube channel on there too. So yeah, anybody in the league who's putting out content on YouTube or whatever, for sure, of course, we'll add you to the list, no question. So yeah. Um, that being said, so we've been testing the bot in the test channel. We've gotten a lot of great work done over there. We found a lot of bugs and everything, particularly related to like the casino and coin system, which we're going to implement. That whole economy, we really were able to get a lot of those bugs out. And so next, what I'm going to do is after this season, this will be the last like real season of the league. But I'm going to keep doing next season. I'll probably do 24-hour advances or like super max cutoff 48-hour advances. But I'm gonna bring the bot over to start working on debugging some of the things in there for things like Survivor, Game of the Week. It's going to track protected rivalries. And so it's actually a dope feature where it's going to like, it'll have the, like, for example, let's say it's year 10 next year. I'll be able to like be like slash for all protected rivalries and see like the game results of all the protected rivalry games throughout the season. That we'll have the grudge match. We'll test that. We'll test the betting, the spreads on the grudge matches. So yeah, we'll be testing a lot of those things. I'm grateful that Frowls has taken over the grudge match thing, and Terrell's taken over game of the week. That's been major. I still am trying to look for somebody who can take over Survivor. but the bot will do most of the work for you. Survivor is super tedious for me, to be honest. But I've made the bot now to where a lot of the tedious stuff, it's not that tedious anymore. Like I can honestly probably just keep doing it myself, but I would prefer if I can have somebody handle that because, as we mentioned throughout this pod, like I'm trying to focus on the media now more than anything else. So it'll be great if the league can kind of run on autopilot, and with Survivor, like the bot will basically do everything. All you gotta do is um, put in who's playing every week, and then you can just kind of click who won the game, and then like the bot will kind of do all the thing of who got eliminated, who's not eliminated, who did this person pick earlier in the week, like or in previous weeks, like who do they have left they can pick, like da 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 da. So that's probably the last thing I really could use some help for immediately. Um, but yeah, and that's what's going on. That's how season 11 will be. That'll definitely be like a Mickey Mouse season. Obviously, 10's probably the last like real season. Hopefully, guys do stick around for season 11 just to help me test some of that stuff out, and you can still play a few games or whatever here and there if you feel like it. Playing the games really doesn't matter. It's really just about hopefully people participate in Grudge match, the Grudge match like gambling for coins. Hopefully we can. Terrell. I'm gonna show you what I got the bot to do for game of the week. Hopefully we can hammer that down. Should kind of help you out a little bit
Okay.
on that front, and then yeah, Fraz, I'm gonna show you how to use the Grudge thing so we can get the spreads, so people can bet, and then Survivor, and then hopefully we can get that tested out for a couple weeks and make any changes that are necessary, and then be on our way.
Gotcha. Quickly speaking of, go ahead. You got something, Frost?
No, I said bet. That's yeah, good.
Gotcha. J Roth wants to. I've dropped it in the chat. Wants to quickly go over playoffs and predictions.
Well, lead the way, Terrell. You got it.
We'll start from the bottom of the bracket. Oregon is going to get the force win to play Oklahoma, which I think will be a good game.
Isn't set, by the way. It isn't set because like Clemson's gonna have to play Oklahoma in the conference championship. They're gonna move one way or another. Who else is in there? Alabama can move. He has to play Auburn this week, which Auburn might not make it. He's got to play Auburn this week. And then he's got to play Notre Dame in the conference championship.
This could look completely different.
It'll look totally different. So like Texas pretty much can only go up. LSU pretty much can only go up. Like no more games to play is what I'm saying. LSU and Texas can only go up. Baylor can only go up. Oregon can only go up. But Auburn, Alabama, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Clemson could all look totally different. So
I have to revisit that then.
Yeah.
Because J-Roth might not be in there. Auburn might not be in there. That's
Notre Dame. Well, Notre Dame and Oklahoma probably both are definitely still gonna. Well, I don't want to say definitely. I feel like Oklahoma might. They probably won't actually, because the Clemson's ranked 5, so Oklahoma loses to them. Like Clemson would definitely get a bye, and Oklahoma probably still would get one. Like maybe it'll make Oklahoma 3 and Clemson 4, or like Oklahoma 4, Clemson 3 with the win. So it'll move like slightly with, like I don't see Clemson going. Well, Clemson could lose to Oklahoma, and then he would probably drop to like maybe 7 or 8. But I mean, that's mostly what's still at stake is who's going to get what buys. I don't think Notre Dame under any even if he loses to Alabama, I don't think he falls out of the bye position. Oklahoma maybe because he's at 2, but I don't think he's going to fall out of bye position either. I think lowest he falls is 4. Like if he lost to Clemson and Clemson won, maybe he goes to 4 and Clemson goes to 3, and Texas goes to 2 or something like that. And then Notre Dame won, he stayed 1, and then LSU would not get a bye anymore. But it's it's still a little bit moving and shaking to do. Some big games left over for sure.
Gotcha. So, uh, probably have to revisit that. Not gonna sit on that one too long, just because there's still some some moving pieces that could completely render what we say today ineligible. Um, quick question. This is just off the cuff. If I found somebody to 3D print mini national championship trophies, do you think dudes would have a problem asking for their address so I can mail it to them?
Nah, I don't league should do that. I mean, I'll accept a trophy, and I'll make it my
You
profile
don't think I
picture.
should do that, or
No, I think you should. I'm saying I know leagues should
oh,
do that, and it's not like a problem. Most dudes don't see. I mean, most dudes in here trust each other enough. It seems for that.
yeah, I'm not trying to like hunt nobody down or nothing. It's just because I was thinking about it, like, man, it'd be cool if because we're going into year 3 and I'll say what 50% of the league is going into year 3, 70% going into year 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then at least I think 100%, or there might be one or two people that hasn't been in here as far as at least a couple games in the past. Like I think there's only like 3 maybe that just haven't been in the league previously. So
I mean, I saw that Clemson ring, man. I would this would be a good trend. Bag would
Yeah,
have sent me
yeah,
that, so
that
appreciate Bag for that as well.
you said what? Oh, you said I sent you that.
It's like,
uh,
I don't know.
so like just I thought even if probably won't do one for conference or nothing, but as far as championship, like every 3 seasons, I might run up to the store and just buy a little mini trophy and then the team logo and then send them out if dudes are all right with that. If not, I'll just keep a little bit of bread in my pocket. I'm not gonna sweat about that.
man, another great add to the league. I'm excited to hear what J Roth has to do. I'm glad he's gonna be back on his content, or I don't know if he ever really was on content, but we do know that he has a career in 2K. Um,
The cerebral one.
so you know, I'm excited to see what he has to say. Maybe he can help with some of the stuff. But yeah,
Oh, before we get out of here, what happened to grudge matches? I was ready to participate and I got shot down.
what do you mean?
I asked for a grudge match, like it's changing next year.
Oh, protected rivalries. You mean?
Or protect rivalry. Sorry, my apologies.
So what I'm doing with the hold on, let me get this little thing.
If we're a little too early for that reveal, then I'll
Nah,
stand by it. But
no, all good. Glad you mentioned it. So to start off the year, my plan with grudge with protected rivalries is it's going to have to be a real rival, and I'll probably do that for like the first two. So if your rival is like, for example, your Notre Dame, right? Your rivals are like, well, you have a lot.
everybody,
You have a lot. So
USC.
you have USC, you have Michigan, you have. I'll even allow one that's like, for example, like Miami. I don't know if that's gonna be coded in the game this year or not, but I would prefer for that to be the thing. So if you have one of those, and we'll still allow two. But so if you have, but it has to be an actual rivalry is my only thing to my only kind of constraint. Um, just because I feel like it's going to end up being good content for the league if we have all these rivalry games happening, then it's another thing that we can kind of post content about. Especially early in the beginning, it'll just be easy. We can make a condensed game like, oh look, we got Notre Dame, Michigan here. We got Ohio State, Michigan. Like,
No, Miami, Notre Dame's not coded this year.
yeah, we'll still take that one though. That's like one that everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
if they don't code like Florida State and like Miami this year or whatever, something dumb like that, like whatever. But so that's how it's going to be. And then if you are a team that just doesn't have any of those, or like you don't have any of those who are user players, then I'll put them into a little group and they can have the rivalries between each other. But if you have one available, we're going to make sure that that one is the one being played. Like, for example, I don't know if Indiana has a rival. Like, I think they're like Purdue, I mean, like anyone who's good, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Like that'll be one. There'll be a few teams like that where they might not have anybody good who's a rivalry game, but a lot of them are going to be coded in. It's like that is going to be the protected rivalry. So it's like if you're Clemson, we have a Clemson user, we have a South Carolina user, like that game's gonna happen. We're gonna make that a protected rivalry. We're gonna see who it is out of that from the jump. With the legend on the
And
line. So
Indiana is Kentucky, Michigan State, and Purdue.
well, there goes Kentucky right there. So that one's locked in. Seems like an easy one. Kentucky was another one. I was like, oh, I don't know if they have a rivalry, but there we go. Kentucky, Indiana. Boom.
Kentucky is Louisville. Kentucky has a couple of them. Stand by.
I don't know if we have a Louisville user this year.
We do.
Let me
We
check.
do have a Louisville user. Kentucky is Indiana, Louisville, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt.
Nobody took Louisville. Oh, we did, and he's actually one of the good users. He's one of the like good tier 3 ones. So we have Louisville. So yeah,
Listen, there's some sleeper picks down there.
for sure.
Definitely sleeper pick, sleeper team. So
I'm trying to see who doesn't have one. Oklahoma State will have Oklahoma. SMU. I think no one took Baylor. I don't know if SMU will have one. No one took Baylor or TCU.
no.
I don't know if Mizzou's going to have one. West Virginia probably won't have one. Houston probably won't have one. So like those guys, we'll figure something out with those guys. But a lot of the other ones should. Like UCLA will have. USC for sure. Kentucky, we just figured that one out. Auburn has the Iron Bowl. We'll make sure we lock that one in. So I'm gonna basically assign a lot of these in the beginning. I'll give dudes a max of 2, but I'm gonna make sure that everyone has at least one. And I just think it's a decent content strategy.
Mizzou has a couple.
Who?
Believe it or not, South Carolina, Oklahoma.
South Carolina is a Mizzou rival?
Yeah, I don't know why. Nebraska, Arkansas, Illinois, Iowa State.
Oh, so he has a bunch. All right, so good. But there'll still be a few down there who probably don't. Like I'm sure Houston doesn't. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm sure because I haven't been sure and been right so far yet. So
SMU. Oh, stand by. No, they're Rice and Tulsa.
So yeah, they're one. I don't know if SMU has one. Probably not. Because no one took TCU.
No.
So that'll be another one. So we'll lock those in.
I don't think there's anything left on the docket. Before we go, Fries, Knicks lock it up Saturday?
No. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I don't think they do either. Knicks and
Does
6.
that
though.
make Game 6 a must-win, though?
Yeah, they need to win Game 6 for sure. But I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna bet against history. I don't think that the Spurs find a way to win regardless of what happens. If it goes to 7, I'm taking the Knicks. But
Yeah. I do want to have a more expanded Wemby conversation to see where dudes' heads are, but not today. It's for another day.
But can you give the people a little teaser at home?
No, I just want to know what his game looks like when he's like. Is he more? I feel like sometimes he tries to be more like too much KD and like not enough Giannis. If that makes sense in like a small.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna be like Giannis, but I was having this conversation earlier. Like, Wemby's just not at his full development yet, and I feel like right now he doesn't have any go-to moves.
Exactly.
Is the main thing, and that's why the Spurs are. This is why I was saying. That's why the Spurs end up losing a lot of games, and like how they blow so many leads is because a lot of times when you go to the finals, you have these like prime players who have endless go-to moves. Like Shea is going to get to that mid-range, and he's going to be able to get that bump and knock down a shot, and you're not going to be able to guard it, and it's going to be a matter of him making or missing it. Obviously, Kobe Bryant fadeaways. Jalen Brunson's another one who's going to get to that mid-range area. He's got great footwork. He's going to get you on these pump fakes and these followaways, and he's got those things like mastered to where he knows, like, I can get this shot off whenever, and I'm super efficient at it. I don't think Wemby has something that refined yet in his game. And I think it shows in the very clutch moments because then none of their like 2 through 5 players either have something that refined in their game where they're that good at it and can get it off all the time. Like, sure, we had the whole thing about De'Aaron Fox. Like, yeah, De'Aaron Fox can make mid range jumpers, but he's also just not that good at that relative to like just being like dominant, like where he can just he's not like Shea good at that. You know what I mean? So in my opinion, I think that's just where Wemby's at in his development right now. I think if you see Wemby in another 3 years, he will have moves to where he's just unguardable with them. You know, he'll have every great player ends up with them. I just don't think he's refined his game that much now. So I feel like a lot of times Wemby ends up just doing whatever he feels is the right thing to do, which works against you at that level. In those kind of moments, it's better to be like, instead of just like, oh, he's backed up, I'm going to shoot the three. Oh, he's guarding me. Okay, now I'm going to get to like this step back. It should be more like, he knows it, I know it. I'm getting to this elbow and fading away, and you're not going to do anything about it. I don't think Wemby has that in his game yet. You know.
Do we think he gets that though someday?
Oh, I think he definitely does. Yeah, no question. I mean, he's the third year in the league. I don't think most third year players have that at this point in their career. But
I'm asking like, what is it though? Like, does he get a?
I mean, it's hard to say what that is. I mean, if you watched Kobe Bryant his first 3 years in the league, I don't think you would have said that he would have just mastered like turnaround fadeaway jumpers. So I mean, it's hard to say exactly what it will be. I think he has a lot of options because there's a lot of shots that, I mean, most shots that he shoots, people aren't going to really be able to contest. So I mean, it's just about whatever he gets taught and what he falls in love with and what he really reps out. But he's that's the next development in his game. He's going to have to make it. I mean, every great player does. So like, it's not like, for me it's not a if, it's like he will. It's just he's not there at this point in his career. But I mean, you can look at any player like who's very good. Like, they have what they do. Like, they have this thing. Like, Dirk has this 1 foot fadeaway. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna, Joel Embiid is gonna catch the ball at the nail, and it's just like every shot from the nail, I can jab from the nail, I can do all this shit, but if you let me shoot this ball from the nail and it leaves my hand, it's going in like 8% of the time. So like, and so he'll get there. He's not there yet though, and it shows. Um, because he can't be the guy who they just give the ball every single time down the stretch, because he's not going to get a great shot every time. But there will be a time where he gets a great shot every single time, for sure.
I hear it.
In my opinion, I mean,
I don't know. I'm still slightly wait and see on that. I want to see how he develops. Like what he ends up making. That is it's good. It's a good question.
because I mean, like right now, he's just learning so many different things. Like, he's just, and you see that, which is phenomenal. I mean, he can do so many things pretty well. Like, he can shoot the ball from really far away. He can shoot step backs. He has a pretty good handle. He has pretty good like fadeaway. He's got the Hakeem Olajuwon package to some degree. But so let's just say he's learned like 100 things, and he does them all like at a pretty high level. However, like, he doesn't have those 3 things that he just does better than anybody else. You know,
True.
so I think he gets them at some point, soon, within the next 4 or 5 years of his career.
Mm. I only brought up Giannis mainly because I would love him to have that mode in his game, his pure attack mode. Just I'm getting to the rim, and you really can't fuck with me because I got too much, whatever it might be. But
I don't know if he's the same. He's not. He's not as physical as Giannis.
he's not. I want him to be. Yeah, I agree.
But Giannis got strong as shit. Like, Wemby is kind of strong, but it's mostly length and agility.
Hmm.
Giannis got to a point once again around year 5, 6 in the league where it was like, no, I am brute strength, I am big steps, I am elbows up, and I am Euro step if necessary and dunk. Like,
Hmm.
and there's nothing, and he knows it. We all know it. We know you're going to the right. We know you're not making no moves. You're going straight to my fucking chest. You know what I mean? Everybody knows it, and you can't do nothing about it. But I don't know if Wemby's ever gonna have that kind of frame for that. Like, he's skinny. Giannis, there's nothing skinny about Giannis at this, that we're talking about now. Like MVP Giannis.
Now, yeah, now he's not for sure.
Yeah, but
But how many? I mean, how much taller is he than Giannis, though? You know,
he's
and
like five
also,
inches taller than Giannis.
yeah,
Like, is that what you would want though?
I don't think that's
Like,
yeah. Like I don't think that's Giannis's game. I mean Wemby's game. Like to Terrell's
like
point, like he's
if you
shooting.
tell me, hey, Bag's gonna get in the gym with him, and he's gonna get a dirt 15-foot fader,
I think that'd be a better shot for him.
I would tell you
that
that
might
means
be the best player to
whatever
ever think about
that, and that's my
basketball.
point.
Like,
Like,
I don't know if that's in his game.
I think Wemby could definitely get really good at a shot like that. I mean, I think that's the kind of shots that are better for him because he's much more of a finesse guy than Giannis is a power guy. And like you see Wemby's knocking down 30-foot threes like you need to guard that. Like I'm not saying he's like the best shooter ever or whatever, but like no, he does it all the time. It's like that's a super big issue for a lot of teams where it's just like you need someone who's like 7'3" plus to be able to just remotely mess with him around the basket in terms of just like catching lobs and just like standing around and just like making plays on the glass. But then you need that same player to be able to guard him at 25, 26 feet because he's making that consistently. So, like, personally, what I would like to see is for him to get a type of mid range move that is great for him, whether it's the Dirk move or something else. Maybe a spin move jump shot or some
At
type
this
of
rate, bring back the skyhook. You're 7'5". As corny as that sounds.
for sure. That's another thing that I mean, the Kareem was shooting that from 10 feet out. I mean, that's another thing, like something like that. There will be something like that Wemby does. That's just how all greats progress. He will get a signature move. Um, but I think it's going to be in the mid range for him. Because I don't think he's going to be able to, and I don't think you want him to have to rely on brute strength. And I mean,
Shit, I
these
want him
guys,
to. Not necessarily strength, but I want him on that rim the whole game. Like, I want him getting fouled, getting the line. He shoots like 80+% from the line. Like, dude's knocking
well,
those
I
down.
mean, you could definitely say that, but like that's for sure the reason why Giannis, is I mean, he does have the one ring with Milwaukee, but like he doesn't have like multiple rings. He's not like consistently as dominant as he probably could be because he can't
Uh,
he's not very good like in the mid range. I mean, like, he is a great player, no doubt, but I mean like all the great players we just named, they have
Have
a
a mid
signature
range.
move that obviously they can get to the rim and just dunk some shit, but like they have a signature move to where I can get to this shot at 10, 15 feet and there's nothing you can do about it. Like everyone we just named. Like Dirks, Kobe's, I mean, you can go down the whole anybody. You know what I mean? Like they've got to move.
yeah,
It's much harder to actually get a dunk. You know what I mean? So it's like if you have something to where you can just get this off and make it like every single time in your sleep from 15 feet, and you're still getting 2 points on top. I mean, if they're gonna give you a dunk, they give you a dunk. You know what I mean? Like then
shouldn't that
great.
be the case with him though? I think that's a lot of his appeal. That he should be this yamming shit all
No, I feel
game.
like his appeal to me is more like the fact that he's so fluid and mobile on the perimeter at his size. And then obviously being his size when he is around the basket, like yeah, you a lot of things you just can't mess with him just because of his height. But he's not just like particularly on offense, just like not like he's Shaq or something where he's just like moving dudes out the
Yeah,
way. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still like a lot of it's he's a finesse player. He's not
bro
a
is 7. I'm saying that's an issue to me. I don't want him being only a finesse player at 7'5". But how athletic he is already. If he puts any more strength on his frame, bro,
well,
he's different level. I promise you.
he is gonna
The
put a
jumpers
lot
are nice,
he
like they're
is
great, but
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, he is going to put a lot more strength on. He is going to be stronger, but still, his game. He's just not a he is a finesse player. Like he has too much skills to be a power player, and I wouldn't trade that. I would take a finesse player over a power player every day of the week.
he could be
Like
both. He could be both.
I
Why not
think
both?
I'd rather you be. Well, he is both. I'm not saying it's not like he's just like completely one or the other. I'm just saying like if you're going to say what his base is, it's more in finesse. Like Giannis is obviously just a polar and so is Shaq, just like a polar example of just straight power, zero finesse, right? But like they're like two people that you could name who are that good out of the whole top 100 NBA players. You know what I mean? Like so it's like you're gonna have to have a balance, but like if you're not naturally that, it's hard to do that. Like I mean, I'm trying to think of another player who's like
Like I'm comparing him to only like not unicorns, but dudes who are just like generational athletes, pretty much.
I mean, Kareem
That's who
Abdul-Jabbar,
he should be compared to.
Kareem, he the closest thing that you can really compare him to in terms of being the generational like thing that he is I mean like Kareem, and Kareem also was a finesse player. Even though they had to change the rule to stop letting him dunk so much at the time in the
Hmm.
NBA, but I mean, still his game was in finesse, and I mean, you see how he progressed. I mean, like yes, if you're going to give him a dunk, he will dunk all over you 10 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10. But most teams are going to be good enough to take away just giving up dunks 50 times a game. Like you should be. And it's not he's just not like from a strength perspective, he's never going to be just like every other 7'2" big man is going to be strong too. Like strength and conditioning are the easiest things to train in basketball. So like like these other dudes are grown ass men too, they're not just bitches. Like he's never gonna just completely punk Mitchell Robinson on the block like every single time like Shaq would. Shaq would. Like Mitch Robinson's not doing nothing with Shaq on the block, but Shaq's like one of one in that way.
He should have Mitchell Robinson in hell. Is my thing.
He does though.
Yeah, he does in spurts for sure. In
Yeah, I
spurts,
mean,
absolutely.
once again, his offensive game is not complete, but I mean, even at this young stage, he has Mitchell Robinson in hell. And once he gets a signature move, I mean, you know, but he's destroying Mitchell Robinson at the end of the day. I mean, Cat's the one who gives him more trouble because once again, Cat is stronger than him. Cat always will be stronger than him, and he's like up under him with that strength. Like Cat's the
Hmm.
one who really gives him problems. He's torching Mitchell Robinson, like torching. Mitchell Robinson be having looking like he needs oxygen every time he comes out the game.
That's all we were talking. It's all good. That's was it's on my mind.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
these were calling him the best player in the league before the series, and I was like, I mean, one day he will be that for sure, but I don't think he's
Yeah,
that right now
he's
at
he's
all.
definitely not that right now. No, I don't think right now today. I don't think he's better than Shea, even though they won that series. I mean,
I agree. I agree.
but I mean, but yeah, his day is coming though. Believe that.
The flashes are, yeah. I mean, they're sick for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
Some of it also just you see a dude 7'5", bro, get the fuck in the paint. You see him just shooting threes. I mean, he hits a lot of them, but it just it's hard to like change the mindset from that. Because he can definitely shoot at a high level for size, especially. But
yeah.
sometimes it's like, bro, why are you 35 feet away, like trying to shoot for like we don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
No,
not what we need
I
right
do
now.
definitely feel you. I mean, I would just say like as a coach or as a GM, you don't want to hinder his development anyway because it is so valuable to have someone who's that size who can shoot the ball like he looks like he's going to be able to shoot the ball. Whether he ever
Hmm.
becomes like a 40% 3 point guy, that might not happen until like year 12. I mean, it took LeBron however many years to become like a 40% 3 point guy. However, if he can even become like a super duper consistent turnaround mid range, if it becomes to the point where it's just like, look, I'm gonna catch the ball at this elbow and I'm not gonna take a dribble anymore. Because a lot of his things, a lot of his bigger issues isn't where he is in the court, it's that he over dribbles, and like that's the bigger issue when he gets it from 30 feet is he doesn't have go to moves, so he just starts making moves and shit, and he ends up over dribbling. But like if he
Hmm.
eventually is gonna get to the point where he's gonna get a go to move, it's gonna be I'm gonna stand right here at this elbow. We both know it. Don't let me touch you here at this elbow. Because if I touch you here at this elbow, I'm turning over my right shoulder and shooting it right over you, and I'm making it 9% of the time. So, and when
Hmm.
that happens, it's over.
Facts.
So like right now, it's like I feel like, and I think it's a good development arc. But I mean, I feel like he went from just raw, talent, right? And he went from let's just say zero things he does at a 7 out of 10 level. Now he's taking that to 50 things he can do at a 7 out of 10 level. And then he might even do that for another year, expand that to like 75 things that does it at that high of a level. But then, just like you see with LeBron, like LeBron's mastered the turnaround jumper. He has that stupid ass like look at his hand, jab step three. And obviously LeBron's a lot of his greatness comes from his mind along with athleticism, but eventually it's going to go from that 75 thing. It's going to go down to like, but I do these three moves right here that you just have nothing for.
True.
And it'll be a lot less. He'll be able to do everything in 2 or 3 dribbles efficiently, consistently all game, as opposed to sometimes taking 8 dribbles to do nothing. It's like, bro,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, he's in a good organization, man. They'll get him right. He's been with all the right people. I mean, you can see
Mm-hmm.
the improvement. Like the handle, he was out there with Jamal. He's doing that. You see some of the shit. He had a really nasty move where he did over dribble, but it still ended up being nasty. He was this is right before Mitchell Robinson got that flagrant one. He was baking Mitchell Robinson, and he like
Mm-hmm.
drove right, was about to spin off of him and dunk it. Saw the double come on the spin, and like Hakeem shaked back to the right and like hit this tough little floater off the glass. I was like, yo, that's to do that at that size is freaking insane. And to see the double and feel it and turn away from it and make that, and then he's pointing at Mitchell Robinson, talking about him in your head, and then Mitchell Robinson comes down and elbows him in the grill, tells him he's in his head again. I mean, like, bro, that was nasty, and that was straight from Hakeem Olajuwon's book. But yeah, I still don't think he has anything like mastered. So,
Thanks.
well, anyways,
Good
man,
chat. Good chat.
yeah, I'm about to hop off of here, man. It's been real.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Holla at y'all boys soon. Thanks for everything, T, as always.
Yes, sir.
And
Till next time.
till next time, fellas.
Catch y'all. Peace.
Later.
Peace.